The global balance of power is shifting across one of the most sensitive waterways on the planet, the Strait of Hormuz. Today, Iran is no longer just reacting to pressure, it is actively reshaping the maritime environment around the Gulf, testing American resolve, unsettling regional allies, and drawing new lines of influence across global shipping routes. This is not a simple military buildup. It is a strategic recalibration involving energy security, naval deterrence, drone warfare, proxy networks, and the geopolitical vacuum left behind by shifting US priorities. What we are witnessing now is the opening phase of a much larger contest, a maritime chess game that will influence oil markets, shape alliances, and redefine naval doctrine going into 2026. Over the past year, Iran has strengthened its naval footprint in the Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, taking advantage of a period of American distraction and global uncertainty. While Washington reallocates military assets toward the Indo-Pacific, Tehran has accelerated deployments of fast attack craft, missile-equipped patrol boats, and long-range anti-ship capabilities. This newfound confidence is driven by two factors: advancing domestic weapons production and the belief that the US is increasingly reluctant to escalate in the Middle East. Iran is leveraging this hesitation to expand its influence over maritime choke points that carry nearly a third of the world as seaborne oil. But Iran's strategy is not limited to hardware. It is a layered doctrine built on ambiguity, signaling, and pressure. Instead of direct confrontation, Tehran relies on calibrated moves, shadowing oil tankers, flexing drone capabilities, conducting naval exercises near Hormuz, and allowing regional proxies to disrupt shipping lanes without crossing red lines that might invite a US response. This is a hybrid maritime campaign, slow, deliberate, and designed to create persistent uncertainty for global shipping. For Iran, unpredictability is a weapon. The Gulf states have been quick to recognize this shift. Countries like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar are quietly recalibrating their own security posture, balancing between deterrence and engagement. While they depend on American protection, they also understand that Washington's strategic focus is moving elsewhere. This opening gives Iran space to test boundaries, especially as regional diplomacy remains fragile. Without a unified Gulf policy, Tehran can exploit divisions, offering selective cooperation to some states while intimidating others through maritime pressure. The US, meanwhile, faces a difficult dilemma. Its legacy naval presence in the Gulf is still strong, but American priorities are evolving. The pivot toward Asia has reduced the appetite for sustained engagement in the Middle East. As a result, Washington's posture is reactive, intercepting drones, escorting tankers, and issuing warnings, but avoiding major escalation. This creates a gray zone where Iran can gradually shift facts on the ground, reshaping maritime norms without triggering open conflict. The longer this dynamic continues, the more Tehran can entrench itself as the dominant force in Hormuz. China's role adds another layer of complexity. As a major importer of Gulf energy, Beijing has a vested interest in stability, but it also benefits from reduced US influence. China's naval operations in the Arabian Sea and its growing ties with Iran signal a long-term strategic interest. While Beijing avoids direct confrontation, it quietly supports an environment where American dominance is weakened. For Tehran, this is an opportunity to diversify partnerships and secure political cover against Western pressure. The Gulf is becoming a stage for emerging multipolar competition. At the same time, global shipping vulnerabilities are intensifying. Energy markets remain sensitive, and even the perception of risk in Hormuz can cause global price fluctuations. Iran understands this leverage. By periodically elevating tensions, through missile tests, naval drills, or drone demonstrations, it can influence markets without engaging in open conflict. This ability to manipulate risk makes Iran a formidable player, especially during moments of international instability. It turns maritime pressure into economic influence. Regional proxies play a critical role in this equation. Groups aligned with Iran can threaten shipping routes far beyond Tehran's immediate reach. The use of drones, missiles, and fast boats by non-state actors increases unpredictability and complicates attribution. For Iran, this creates strategic depth. Even if the Iranian Navy remains officially uninvolved, these groups can maintain pressure on adversaries, stretch defensive resources, and force the US Navy to operate across multiple fronts simultaneously. The Gulf states are responding with large investments in modern air and naval defense systems, expanding surveillance networks, and pursuing new military partnerships. Many are also hedging diplomatically, seeking de-escalation with Iran while maintaining security ties with the US. The objective is simple: avoid becoming the battlefield of great power competition. Yet these efforts cannot fully offset the strategic shift. The maritime environment of 2025 is fundamentally different from the one of a decade ago. Iran holds more leverage, the US holds less focus, and regional actors must adapt to a more fluid and uncertain landscape. Looking ahead, the struggle for influence in Hormuz will intensify. Iran aims to solidify its role as a regional naval power capable of shaping maritime outcomes. The US will continue balancing between deterrence and restraint. China will deepen its presence indirectly, and the Gulf states will navigate between cooperation, competition, and survival. This is not merely a regional issue. It is a global one, affecting energy flows, shipping security, and the future of naval strategy. The Strait of Hormuz is no longer just a choke point. It is becoming a strategic arena where the world's emerging power dynamics collide. Whether through proxy pressure, naval maneuvering, or geopolitical realignment, the contest now underway will shape global security for years. December 2025 marks not just another cycle of tension, but the beginning of a new maritime era where influence is gained not by overwhelming force, but by persistent strategic pressure. Iran understands this, and the rest of the world is just beginning to catch up.